Bethany Building Center is your locally owned source for quality building supplies, lumber, hardware, plumbing, and electrical needs. Whether you're starting new construction, tackling a remodel, or putting up a pole barn or shed, our team is here to help. We're proud to carry a full line of steel power equipment, including trimmers, chainsaws, and pressure washers, as well as trusted power tools from top brands like Milwaukee and DeWalt. Bethany Building Center, everything for the builder and the do-it-yourselfer.
It's time to crush your fitness goals at The Body Shop. Open 24 hours a day, this is your place to push harder, run faster, and get stronger. Hit the indoor track, pump it up with free weights and weight machines, or torch calories on our treadmills and ellipticals. Whatever your workout, we've got the gear. You bring the drive. The Body Shop, Bethany's 24/7 fitness center. No excuses, just results. Start your fitness journey today for a better tomorrow.
All right, CF Rainey here on Bulldog Sports TV, Sports Central interview sponsored by Harrison County Community Hospital. Joined once again by South Harrison Varsity Football Coach Chris Schoning. And Coach, homecoming last week, so a big week. Big game versus Trenton, another GRC matchup. You end up on the right end, 42-7. And so just talk about going into that game, homecoming. That Friday's so different than any other day. The kids are working on floats and different things. You've got the parade, and then you go face a GRC team that's well coached, had some good size, and had struggled win-loss wise, but you knew a good team coming in with Trenton.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew we were going to have to bring it against Trenton. They are very big up front. They play very physical. So we knew that we were going to have to be focused just like every other game, and I know a lot of coaches worry about that being homecoming week, but I've always felt like our guys have done a really good job of, having fun. I tell them, I want you guys to have fun during homecoming. These don't last forever, so have fun. But once the float's done, the parade's done, 3:30 hits, it's game time. We got to get in game mode, and I thought the boys did a really good job of doing that. I thought we started off really well. We did a really good job coming out of the gate, and that's something that we've been preaching for the last couple of weeks now, is just getting off to better starts, bringing the intensity right away, and I thought they did a really good job of doing that.
And so you look at Trenton, you were able to run the ball early, which is what you guys want to do. You established that. Defensively, you're doing well against them. I don't think they had I think they only maybe had one first down in the first half. Defensively, you were really squeezing them. But then they adjusted, right? Football is a game of chess, and they make some adjustments, and they start coming up to the line of scrimmage and making it more difficult for you guys to run. So looking at it offensively, when those standard plays weren't working as well, what were you thinking as far as how you can move the chains and get the ball into the end zone again?
We're just trying to get the ball in the air a little bit more. I thought we did a good job of doing that for the most part. Definitely some area we can clean up, though, a little bit. But, yeah, we need to start throwing the ball a little bit more. Obviously, people are going to start keying on Cray and Mason. They've been doing that since the beginning of the season. So I thought it was a good game for us to try to move the ball throughout the air. Jet is doing a much better job, feeling more comfortable back there. Now it's just about, the little detailed things, seeing where their safeties are at, seeing how their corners are playing, different things like that. Receivers, just running routes, just the little stuff like that. So we definitely need to get better in that area. But as far as the run game goes, really, I thought they did a good job for the most part. We didn't execute all the time. We didn't, and that just comes down to little details too. What kind of fronts they're doing, what are they doing to us? Are they slanting in? Are they stunting? Are they moving around? So we gotta kind of clean that up a little bit. But and that's just, you get better throughout the year doing that. So I thought progress was made as far as that went, but we still got a long way to go as far as those little details go. But I thought for the most part the boys played a really good game.
And obviously, I mean, you've coached here for a number of years. there are going to be certain plays that are going to be mainstays in your offense. You're always adding and changing depending on personnel. But Andrew
Right.
Sweat and I were talking because he's a kid that played for you, and so Andrew and I were talking. We actually my nephew Colin Haffey got married over the weekend. We were down at the wedding together, and Colin was a
Right.
two-time All-State running back running some of those same plays. And what we
Absolutely.
talked about is, hey, those plays work, but execution's important. Everyone making their block, hitting that assignment. And
Hmm.
I felt like later in the game, you had a couple of those moments, especially on some of those outside plays, where
Yeah.
everyone got a hat on a hat, and
Right.
Mason was able to get some runs along the edge.
Yeah, absolutely. And we made some adjustments at halftime. A lot of those guys are new at those positions. So, and Trenton was doing a great job defending the outside run there, especially in the first half. Like I said, I thought we were able to get outside a little more in the second half, get Mason going a little bit more, which we need to. We need to be able to get Mason going. That helps out Cray, opens up some more stuff for us. So that's definitely one thing we got to do. And I thought the guys adjusted really well. Some guys will roll down that safety hard on us. Some guys will blitz right when our guard pulls. So there's just different things that we got to be able to accommodate for, and a lot of communication has to happen on the line with our wings. So we're starting to transition to that phase now. You get all the base stuff in and everything like that in the beginning of the year, but now it's different ways to block, different blocking schemes. So now we're trying to get into that a little more, get really down to the details, and just get better from there.
And so in the running game, you were able to get Mason going a little outside. I thought Craig Coffey throughout the night uh, ran hard. And the one thing I've seen from him this year that maybe is just a little bit different, he's not the big, he's not going spin or do certain things, but he's had that little adjustment, one lateral step to either his left or
Yep,
his right, and then he hits the gas, and he's gashed the defense for some big gains this year.
absolutely. No, yeah, he did. He did kind of add that um, to his game this year, I mean, which was huge for him, really. That was kind of one thing that he needed, and we worked a lot on that in the off season. And he came in every single morning. We did a lot of quickness stuff, a lot of agility stuff, and yeah, I've had numerous coaches tell me, man, he got quicker. So it's definitely helped him out. But yeah, he's still the same old Craig Coffey. He's gonna run hard. He's gonna run downhill. He's gonna run you over. So and that wears on teams. You can kind of see that throughout the game. Teams are ready to roll at the beginning of the game, ready to try to beat him up, and then come third, fourth quarter, now he's breaking those tackles for not just 5, 6 yards. Now he's getting 10, 12 yards on them. So, yeah, just a tough kid, strong kids, got extremely strong legs. Um, yeah, just a very, very good running back.
Well, and that's one of those things, and you can see it. I usually go back and look over our games online, and so you're looking at all the plays. Uh, Teams do not tackle him. Uh, they don't come as hard to tackle Cray in the third and fourth quarter
No,
as they do in that first quarter. In fact, there are some. I'm going back to Scotland County, uh, where guys just he kind of walked in a couple times late.
right.
That they're just
Yeah,
like I'm done hitting that kid, and
yeah, absolutely.
and so
Yeah,
it's cumulative, that running game, and I think that's the thing, right? A casual fan watching, sometimes you can watch the NFL, you can watch college, you can sit on a Friday night and watch South Harrison. You think, why are we running this? We're getting 2 yards and we're getting 1 yard, and why we like everyone thinks every
yeah,
play should be for a touchdown, big game,
right.
but you're setting other things up, and it's just you've
Yeah,
got that big line with
right. And that's
Ruger
another.
and Ethan and Tegan and
Oh yeah.
Joel and Nick, those guys just wearing on a defense, and at
Hmm.
some point it breaks open in a game
Right.
and is able to work.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I give the line a lot of credit too. They've been playing really good lately. Both sides of the ball, really. It's all pretty much the same guys. But yeah, they just wear on people, and that's something we've kind of said. Like, guys, we are a smash mouth football team. That's what we want to be. That's what our identity needs to be. Now, obviously, yes, we need to be able to adjust to some different things. And get the ball in the air, get some people like Cale Taggart and Mason, get some of those guys out in space. But our identity is, running the ball downhill, and and it does take till the fourth quarter to kind of see it, come to life, I guess, because yeah, the beginning of the game, everyone's fresh, everyone's feeling good. Yeah, we might just be getting 2 or 3 yards on trap or on belly, but come third quarter, now that turns into 6, 7, 8 yards. So, and that's our game plan. It's been my game plan for a lot of years now. Like you mentioned, Colin Effie, we used to do the same thing with him, especially that outside run. We would get, 3 or 4 yards, but Colin would just keep wearing on him. And he was also a kid that just kept his legs moving, kept pumping, and then come third, fourth quarter, he'd break it. So, that's kind of our identity. That's what we like to do. We like to run downhill and try to wear teams out. But obviously, like I said, we need to try to make those adjustments and be able to get the ball in the air and get the ball to some other playmakers too that we got on the team.
And so Jet Cornett, first year quarterback. I mean, great athlete. Anyone that's watched him play
Yep.
basketball or even at wide receiver uh,
Right.
in football last year knows he's a great athlete. But you start to see some things clicking as far as his vision in going through his reads offensively when he drops back. I think his decision to run sometimes has been better. Whereas the first game or
Absolutely.
two, he just kind of sat in the pocket or sat back there thinking, what do I do if it's not there? And he's making
Right.
quicker decisions. Made some big passes down the field, and you had some receivers go up. I mean, Gage Barclay from that tight end spot went up and made some big catches
Yeah.
for you as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, that's huge, and that's what we have to have. We got to be able to do that. Teams are going to start stacking that box on us, and then we got to be able to hit them over top. So I think Jet's just going to keep getting better. Like you said, he's a very good athlete, but it is his first year at quarterback, and there's a lot that goes on in one play. You're reading where, like I said, where the safeties are, where linebacker depth, where the corners are at. So that's one thing we definitely need to try to keep working on, keep getting better at. Spend a little more time in practice doing those sort of things. Now that I think he feels a lot more comfortable running the offense, we kept it pretty basic there the first couple weeks. Just getting him comfortable, getting a snap. Being honest, like you said, like it is kind of crazy going from receiver to quarterback. There's so many different things you got to worry about. So we were really just trying to get him comfortable, just playing the quarterback position. But now I think he is starting to come to his own. So just working on those little things, the pass game, the quick game, and all that stuff is hopefully going to get a lot better here too.
And so the one thing we usually spend quite a bit of time on offense. That's what everyone wants to hear, right? Everyone likes to talk about offense, but
Right.
but your defense. The last 3 weeks, holding teams to just one touchdown, and honestly, each of those times it's kind of been one kind of big play. This one, it was
Right.
almost a Hail Mary type pass just before the half. They were able to get a good kick return that set them up to give them a chance. But your defense has, for the most part, been holding teams to just that 7 or 8 points, just that one touchdown. In
Right.
the last 3 games, you guys have hit that 42 mark. And so maybe just talk a little bit about what your defense has been doing as far as holding other teams down.
No, absolutely. I think, yeah, you're right. Especially like the last 3 or 4. Defense has really stepped up. Coach Coffey does an awesome job with those guys, and Coach Corbett and Coach McFall and Coach Went. They're all awesome. They've all played football, played a lot of football. Coach Coffey is very very good coach. Knows what he's doing. Always has these guys prepared. Coach Coffey, he doesn't always like that over the top pass, that one play that happens, but his defense is playing extremely well right now. I mean, that's huge for us. They really set up the offense that first quarter against Trenton. We had an interception, had the ball in their territory, I think, for the first 3 scores that we had. So it's just they're helping us set up to get scores too. So it's been huge when you can get a defense that can get 3 and out and get the offense rolling again. That is ginormous. You can control the clock a little better with the offense, just different things like that. So defense has been flying around, and that's what the boys know we have to do. We got to get all 11 to the ball, especially with districts. They're right around the corner. I know. I mean, we're over halfway through the season now, so and we know the competition in our district. They got a lot of good teams, ton of good teams in our district. Cannot overlook anyone. They all play fast. They all play aggressive. So um, the way our defense is playing is what we need to have them do come district time.
Well, and ultimately, defense going to be able to keep you in. So you
Yeah,
did have one injury. Ethan Smith went down for a little bit, and you brought in a freshman there along the line on both sides. And Carson Eibel did well filling in uh,
yeah,
on both sides. And I'm sure that's one of those just depth wise, especially line positions. I think bringing someone in cold off the bench, you're able to do that. But the great thing, Ethan was able to make his way back into the game and
right.
finished out the game for you. So no other injuries going forward. So we're looking at Maysville this week. So you
Yep,
guys 4-1, they're 1-4 in the GRC. You guys are sitting there just behind Putnam with Gallatin and Brookfield, and those two games still in front of you. But just looking at this Maysville game, Brookfield's the next week. Obviously, fans are going to be different than teams looking ahead to that Brookfield game. But going down playing between the two cemeteries there
right.
in Maysville, it's a game you guys, excuse me, you guys can't overlook in the conference.
No, absolutely not. And I know it's their homecoming, so they're going to be jacked up, and they always play tough. They got gritty kids over there, play aggressive. So we got to be ready for a ball game, and the boys know that. So we just we have to have another great week of practice. I think our practices the last couple weeks have been really really good, and we need to keep that going. And I mean that's a huge reason why we're having success on Friday night. It's just the way we're practicing. So, and the boys know that too. I had a couple seniors Friday night give a huge shout out to our scout team, just saying, "Hey guys, you guys are doing an awesome job, really pushing us, really getting after us. We need to keep that going." And so I'm glad the upperclassmen see that because it's not always fun being on that scout team, but they have been doing an awesome job getting us ready for whoever we have coming up. So we need to have that same thing going in this week. We're definitely not overlooking Maysville by any means. We know that they're going to be ready to go. They're going to be excited. They're like I said, it's their homecoming, so we got to be ready to go for them.
Okay, so head down to Maysville this week, another conference game, and for the most part, only one out of conference. So it's GRC the rest of the way. You still have a couple big
Right.
games. I mean, every game's a big game, but just
Yeah.
look at the schedule with Brookfield following that. You've got Gallatin,
Hmm.
Polo, so all teams that historically have been tough. And so, Coach, we appreciate you being with us again this week. Big thanks to Harrison County Community Hospital
Absolutely.
for sponsoring all of our interviews here on Sports Central and Bulldog Sports TV. And we look forward to the game on Friday night.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, C. I appreciate it.